recording.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright, come on in. How's it going today, Kristen?
Hi. Good. Good.
Right, have a seat.
Thank you.
How you doing?
Oh, not too bad. How about yourself?
Not too shabby. Sun's shining. It's good. It's good.
Yeah, it's a nice day out. It's nice. Yeah.
Sure is. Before we get started, just want to let you know or remind you of our confidentiality and how it's relative.
Okay.
Are you aware of what that means?
Yes, I do remember. Yeah.
Okay, just to kind of recap, so we don't leave anything out, it's just anything you say that's going to harm you or anything like that, or a person or property, I am liable to bring it to authorities' attention.
Okay.
But likewise, like if there is something that perhaps I am having difficulty with, I will be going to my co-workers to kind of bounce ideas off of them and kind of have maybe a different spin on it. If that's all good with you, then we can continue.
Yeah, no, that's straightforward. Yep.
Awesome. Okay. Excellent. Okay. So tell me what you did. How you doing?
Day was okay so far.
Yeah.
It was I don't know.
Excellent.
just hanging out.
Yeah.
Not too much. No.
I know the going back from the last appointment that we had, you were mentioning something about there was something on your mind that you couldn't really pinpoint, you couldn't really figure out, and that you were going to kind of mull over this last week. How did that go?
It was. I think I don't know. I'm still feeling very confused.
Confused?
On my whole situation back at home there with my parents and their feelings, and I don't know. It's.
So what is it that you're most confused about?
Well, it's kind of really embarrassing. I don't know. I feel kind of awkward about this, but.
Take your time. It's all good. We're in a comfortable place. So if you feel comfortable sharing, by all means.
Okay.
But just know that I'm here for you.
Okay. Well, like for as long as I can remember growing up, I was like always really close with like these couple of girlfriends of mine, and I don't know. I guess I started kind of feeling like I maybe was like attracted to them, like, but not like you'd think, oh, my girlfriend's pretty, blah, 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 you know, like your friends, you know, but I think I like might be actually like attracted to women, like be interested in women, and like that's fine, like I don't really care myself, but I just like I feel so uncertain about my parents and like almost kind of ashamed about like these feelings, because I don't like they're my parents, they're just my dad, he's like from like military from before I was born, and my mother, she's just kind of in that case anyways, so it's just really hard with these kinds of emotions that I've been really coming to terms with and my parents.
I totally understand. It can be frightening. Let's kind of first, just so I can get some clarification. You have had certain feelings for a couple of your friends that happen to be female, and as you sit right now, you're just kind of unsure as to how your parents are going to perceive that, maybe?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So let's try to break this down a little bit. Why don't you tell me a little bit about your dad?
Okay, well, my dad is like I said, been in the military for like before I was born. We used to move around a lot. He's kind of uptight and strict. He's like part of the Air Force. He's kind of like head honcho
Okay.
in like the whole base that he runs. So he's always been a very like uptight kind of person, kind of strict and not super close to him. I'd like to be closer, but we're not very close. He's a little bit more kind of like conservative even actually, and I think our views are just totally like opposite on a lot of different things.
Okay, so is this why you guys haven't been close? Or do you feel that this is why you haven't been close?
I feel like that's why we've just not really ever bonded much.
Okay. Now, with that being said, have you made attempts to try to kind of, I guess, feel him out?
I've kind of tried just feeling him out, like just kind of going off of his like vibe or whatever he's giving off at me, but that's kind of it. I've never actually gone any further than that because I don't know, kind of every time I do kind of just go off my feelings, I'm like, oh, no, let's not today, and then totally back off.
I mean, it's a tough subject, so I definitely I can empathize with that. How about your mom?
Mom, she's kind of, I don't know, she's a little bit more nuttier, I guess.
How so?
Like, she's kind of weird and quirky in her personality, I guess, and just kind of very, like, I don't know how to say it, maybe like very smart, like very intelligent.
Okay.
And I've never felt like in my whole family that I was the very intelligent one, actually, like kind of more the outcast kind of on the side sibling or whatever of them. And yeah, she's also kind of not as bad as my dad, but
Okay.
just very into her smarts, kind of, if that makes sense, sort of.
Now, I'll ask the same question about your father. Have you made any attempts to try to talk to her about how you're feeling, or even just about what you were just talking about, how you feel like maybe you're not the smartest of the family?
You know what? I think if I can recall, I don't think I have actually. No, I've kind of just sort of gotten used to my place, I guess.
Little washout attack kind of thing?
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Definitely, I definitely understand. If I may, make a suggestion.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. I would think that sitting down and having a conversation.
Yeah.
Start off very, very easy. We don't have to get into the big issue above you, and just talk to them first. I mean, you said that from your father's standpoint, you've thought about going to him, but kind of backed off. That's
Yeah,
okay.
Definitely with that.
And then with your mom, you hadn't really tried at all.
No.
My suggestion or my recommendation would be to perhaps sit down with them and just talk.
Yeah.
Just like I'm doing with you.
Okay, yeah.
Sit down and have a conversation with them, and I mean, it doesn't have to be impersonal or anything like that. Just something to maybe get things off your chest, and it may feel better, it may not. But as long as the feelings are out there.
Yeah.
I believe that given the opportunity, they might have a different perception than what you may think that they have. Times have changed a lot.
Oh yeah,
And
you're right there. Actually, that's true.
And we now have a lot of things and people put into place that that have been activated or being quite active in the community and society with these very issues. On that note, I do have, off the top of my head, a couple of programs that are available
Okay.
that have to do with individuals like yourself that are having these kind of mixed emotions and feelings and thoughts. We have one that is in a group setting, and then there's also another one that we have that is directed towards a one-on-one basis if you don't feel comfortable enough sharing with group settings.
Okay.
Both of these can be very uplifting, and it's basically there to show you that you're not the only one out there that is having these feelings. I definitely believe in you, and I think that with further mentoring and coaching, that this could be smaller than what it is.
Yeah, okay.
Do you have any questions?
Not really, just that like, so you think when I go to like approach them when I'm feeling like it's the right time that I don't really like jump into anything too serious, like just try to like, just like a casual kind of thing, like you just...
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. If they are as kind of standoffish as you assume they are, dropping too many proverbial bombs on them might not work. It may, but at the same time, it could kind of rear them back a little bit.
Yeah.
So as I said, yes, move in a little casually.
Just slowly,
and just
right? Yeah.
slowly try to slip in and just get a feel for them.
Okay, yeah.
Again, any questions or concerns?
Well, what would be like a direction or maybe somewhere I could go if like they kind of like, what if they like, the worst came to worst, they totally would like just, you know, shun me or whatever from like when I actually get to that point, like.
That is a very good question. I think a challenge that you can, a challenge would be just that to,
Transitions.
there are, if that were to happen, there are organizations in town that offer support for these very issues. There are multiple transition homes that, like the programs that I mentioned before, that have similar individuals that have gone through or are going through the same thing. So where one may fall, you can get more allies that way. And it's all basically to help support and empower you to move forward in this trying time.
Right, okay. Okay, that sounds good.
So for next week, if you're up to it, during the week, try to do what we were talking about. Look into these programs and see if they are, absolutely, see if there's something that you're into or that you would be interested in, and I will look into these transition houses requirements and that kind of stuff to get in the meantime. And again, I have the conversations with your family in the meantime, and then next week we can go over what has transpired throughout the week and build off of that.
Okay, yeah, that sounds pretty good, I think, yeah.
All right, excellent. Well, thank you very much for coming in and sharing with me, and just...
Yeah, thank you.
I totally, I'm on your side. I believe in you, and I understand what you're going through.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome, and my door is always open. You have my phone number. You can call me in between if you need to. And if that's all there is, then we'll see you
I
next week.
think so. Okay,
All
sounds good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Later.